Jordan,
Iain.
who went for a bath, tripped over a misplaced towel, landed in a time portal, causing them to time slip into the future, witnessed how they died, and now, for obvious reasons, will never eat candy floss again.
Kristen Stewart.
No, two guys. What's up? Hello, and welcome to episode 66 of Two Guys What's Up, the weekly comedy podcast where today I'm all pumped up and full of hate, but luckily for him, it's not for this guy. Jordan, how are you?
I'm good.
Very
I'm
good.
all right, thank you.
Nice.
How are you?
Very well. Pumped up and full of hate.
No, that's just how I like you. And other things.
I like you angry. Angry and horny.
Pumped of other things.
Oh, God.
Started already. 10 seconds in. I'm a little bit tired because I've had a bit of a hectic week.
Oh, no. Why?
Went to Glasgow
You did?
for
Yeah.
a single day.
I've been holding off on asking you about that because I've been dying to hear all about it firsthand because I hate hearing things twice.
Yeah, and I thought you just didn't give a shit.
Hey, do you want to know about Wednesday? Nah. Not yet, mate. Wait till Wednesday.
And then still you forgot.
Yeah. I'm thinking about it all the way here. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, went to Glasgow. It was to see the John Mayer solo tour.
Oh.
And it was really good.
Yeah.
So it was not him with his band. It was just him solo.
Right.
Acoustic guitar, maybe a piano. And occasionally he did a little bit of looping. So he would loop the piano, for example. He'd do his singing as well. And then he'd play the guitar over the top. Mm-hmm. Really clever stuff. And it was really good. So it was nice to hear that as I'd imagine how it was conceived. So totally stripped back.
Yeah.
Just him, voice, an instrument, and it was amazing. It was really good. And we ended up being 8 rows back.
Oh, cool.
So super close.
Yeah.
And it was really good. If anyone gets a chance to see John Mayer, I would recommend it. Even if you're not a massive fan of his music, he's really engaging. And between all the songs, he would speak to the audience and he would let you in on how this song was written.
Right.
And he was also, interestingly, totally up for kind of not having a set list. So I think it was maybe the last 2 or 3 days before the tour ended when I saw him. Mm-hmm. And he was like, I just want to try things to keep myself on my toes. So people just shouted things out, had banners, and he was like, I'll try it.
Nice.
Sometimes it kind of didn't work, but it was like, oh, that's the fun of it. And it was good. It was really good.
So he was just doing stuff sort of like on the fly, like taking suggestions from the audience on like what to write a song about.
No, sorry. So existing songs that he has in his repertoire,
Right.
but he wasn't necessarily planning to play that night.
I see. Right.
So they'd be like, play blah, blah, blah song, and he'd be like, oh, I'll see if I remember that one. I think I do. And then he would sort of go for it. And
Cool.
it was really nice. It was like a living room performance, really. But in a massive arena full of 14,000 people.
Bloody hell. Yeah, it's quite a lot of people there.
It's pretty big. It was the Ovo Hydro, I think it was called.
Never heard
which
of
it seems to be a big one in Glasgow anyway. And I was thinking at the time how bizarre it is that this one guy from America filled an entire arena in the UK. Like, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But he is one of the reasons, not him specifically, but the reasons you just mentioned is one of the reasons why I hate being a drummer. Because I have all this creativity going on in my mind, and I have no way of getting it out into the world because I can't play piano, can't play guitar. I would love to be able to play with loops, but all I can do is play drums. And I can do that quite well, I think.
Yeah.
But the point of my existence is I need other people. I'm like a parasite. Like, I can do cool stuff, right? But I need other people in order to convey that to the world. And it's quite annoying.
Yeah, okay. And also, unfortunately, there are such things as drum machines.
Yeah, so I'm pretty much redundant.
There's an AI drummer on Logic.
Fantastic. So if anyone just wants to throw me a bone and just be like, fine, come play some drums for me, that'd be really nice to feel needed for once.
Absolutely. Well, I definitely need you.
You do, yeah. And for some reason, I still don't jump to the task. I've got a song, I've got a song waiting to be done for you, and I just haven't found the time.
It's fine. It is all right.
I've got it written up here. I'm pointing to my head, people.
Can you perform it now? Oh, that sounds great.
Can I
For
say-
anyone that was just listening to this, obviously, he was just making all the actions. I thought that hi-hat bit wasn't quite right.
Wasn't quite necessary. Take that out. Didn't really need that 6-stroke roll in there, you idiot.
Oh, is that what you call it?
Yeah.
I do my own stroke roll. Anyway, so it was really good. And then I ended up then going to an art museum as well, because I'm cultured like that,
Yeah,
apparently.
yeah.
And it was actually the real reason. It was pissing it down.
Oh, right.
Of course, it's Glasgow. And it was free. And it was like, there's nothing else around that I can see. So that was great.
Nice.
And then ended up going to a Michelin star restaurant,
Nice.
which was lovely.
Fun fact for you.
Go on.
Do you know where Michelin stars get their name from?
It is the tyre company, isn't it?
It is the tyre company, yeah.
Which is weird.
They used to go to, well, so far as I've heard, they used to go to like out-of-the-way restaurants and give them their stars so that they seemed more appealing to people, so that people would detour to use their tyres more, so
No
that they
way.
would need to buy more tyres.
Didn't know that was the actual reason, though.
That is the actual reason.
Wow. It makes sense as well why I was served this big rubber tyre. I thought it was a little bit chewy.
I love the well-done burger tyre, please.
To be honest, though, the very first starter that I had, it was like a set menu, and it said on it sausage roll.
Really?
And I thought, okay.
Am I accidentally at Greg's?
Yeah, this is what Glasgow think is fine dining.
Sorry, Scotland.
I can say Iain Scottish. So
I'll get him for you later.
yeah. I must admit, this little sliver of a slice of a sausage roll with this tiny little bit of like pureed, pea-sized sauce on the top.
Lovely.
And I have to say, it was the best sausage roll I think I've ever had in my life or ever will.
I just imagine you like looking at the waiter like, what the fuck is this? This is ridiculous. What kind of portion size is this? Oh my God. That was delicious. I apologise, sir.
It was really good. That was, I can't remember what it was called now.
Rolled de sausage.
I was trying to think of the restaurant more than the sausage.
Oh, okay.
I think it was something called the Puffin or something like that, but I can't remember. It was lovely, though. I'm sure if you Google Michelin star restaurant in Glasgow
only one will come up.
That and Greg's.
Famous for the sliver of sausage roll.
So it was really nice. And then, of course, we just had Easter, so I had the family over as well, the in-laws and brother-in-law.
Yeah.
So it's been a bit of a nice week.
Yeah, just
but a little
busy,
bit of a long
bit
week.
full on, yeah.
Yeah, especially Glasgow. 4 hours there and back in the same day.
Ugh, grim.
But hey.
I hate long drives.
Me too. And I felt I wasn't the one driving, and I felt like I had to keep awake.
Yeah.
You know, to support the other person driving, because that's just not very fair. And it was getting to 2 a.m. and I was like, I'm really going now. But I had to do it, and I didn't get home till about 3:30.
Wow. And then by that time you were wired. All that coffee on the road finally kicked in.
It did, yeah. Fuck me, I can't sleep. But it was good. Anyway, how have you been?
Great.
Good. Should we move on?
Yeah.
Generally all right?
Yeah, all good. Yeah, tired as normal. General life. Easter, kids, eggs, chocolate, no sleep, work, the end.
Nice.
So, what have you got going on for us today, Jordan?
So today, Iain, I have a segment that's focusing on some of the maybe unusual phrases that we have in our language that's been translated literally to other languages and then translated back.
Oh, fantastic.
So in effect, it's turning what was already an odd phrase into a stupidly weird sentence.
Brilliant. I was going to do something like this for you a while ago, you know. And I was
you?
going to do it like as a little opener, as a joke. And I was going to like translate something like Jordan plays guitar and he likes to play with his G-string, you know, something like that, and put that into like multiple different languages, and then by the end of the 10 see what it came back as.
Oh, amazing. Oh, I see. So actually, this is a little bit of a different thing there.
Okay.
So this is just other languages' versions of these sayings.
Oh, okay, right, see.
And when it's translated back, it's just super odd.
Right. See, I've heard about this sort of stuff, and the thing I was saying is like you take one sentence like or a phrase, you translate it into like German, then you take that translation, put it into Chinese, that into French,
Right.
and then back to English. And by the time it comes back to English, it's just something that's so far removed from what it was in the first place.
Quite literally Chinese whispers.
Yeah, multiculturally, multicultural whispers.
Shame you can't say it in English. Try it in Chinese.
No, I ain't going to bother with that one.
But anyway, what have you got for us today as well?
Well, Jordan, today I have got 10 stories written up, all planned, prepared and ready to go, and I would like you to choose a number between 1 and 10, and whichever number you choose is the one that I will be going into today.
Wow, okay. I thought you were going to do all 10 and they were an hour each.
Yeah, I mean, well, I was going to do that, but then my wife wants to go to the park with the kids, so...
It's just greedy.
I know, what a bitch.
So shall I choose that number when it gets to your segment?
Yeah, you can do that a little later if you want.
Okay,
I mean, now's
keep
fine.
people on our toes.
Keep people on our toes?
Yeah.
My toes are big enough for anyone to stand on, I'm sure. Yeah, I don't really like it when they do.
It's those canoes. Yeah, okay, should we go for it then?
Let's do it then.
So today, Iain, we are going to explore together the wonderfully wacky world of unusual phrases, translated literally across various languages.
Nice.
Now, as we know, the English language is full of little quirks and surprises at best, and sometimes the literal translations are even more entertaining than the original expressions.
Okay.
So, dear listeners, allow us to embark on a linguistic journey that will have you both chuckling and scratching your head in equal measure as we uncover the literal translations of some common idioms from around the globe. And to make life a little bit more hilarious, Iain, I thought I'm going to ask you to read out these foreign quotes before I give you the translations.
God, you really like put me on the spot, don't you? Can't read my own language, mate, let alone other people's.
Hey, we haven't tried this. You might be...
Holy shit, I'm French!
Explains why your English is poor. Je m'appelle idiot. So, Iain, starting off, the phrase, to have a frog in one's throat.
Yes.
What does that mean? How would you describe that?
When your voice kind of goes a bit... like you need to clear your throat.
Yeah.
And you need to cough.
Absolutely. Which I also don't know why we say that, but alas, that's a different topic. So the version of this phrase in Italian is as so. Do you think you can try that?
Aver un nodo in gola.
Perfect, Iain.
Thank you.
Do you want to hear what that should sound like?
Please.
Avere un nodo in gola.
Oh, not too far off.
Personally, I couldn't tell the difference. I thought that was beautiful, Iain.
Thank you.
But that translates back as to have a knot in one's throat.
Have a knot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I thought not too out there. Kind of okay.
Yeah, that's fair
It's an
enough.
interesting thing. So frogs and knots, same difference, aren't
Frog not yet. It's not a frog.
they? Yeah, and definitely don't be putting frogs in knots.
Yeah.
That's not great. Froggy get me knots.
Forget me not.
Moving on. And the phrase, break a leg.
Yep. Good luck.
Yeah, to wish someone good
Said
luck.
in theatres.
Absolutely. And the German version
Oh
of
my
this.
God, no. I am not even going to be able to attempt this.
There you
Oh,
go.
fucking hell. Hals und Bienbrunch. Brunch.
You off to brunch.
With Hal, yeah.
To be honest with you, I was quite impressed with how you gave it some oomph there.
You got to.
You really do, don't you? And that one should sound like...
Hals- und Beinbruch.
Okay. Hals und Bienbrunch.
You gave it your all with that.
I tried. We're getting closer to my origin then, that's nice.
We'll find out, won't we? And that translates literally back to neck and leg bone break.
Neck and leg bone break.
Because that doesn't say good luck like anything else.
Don't just break
your
your
neck.
leg, pal. Break your fucking neck and all.
I feel like we should adopt some of these back.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Every
It'd be
time
quite interesting.
before we start recording, break a leg in your neck, Jordan. If you fuck up again, mate.
Moving on. The phrase, it's raining cats and dogs.
Yeah.
So the version of this in French...
Oh, here we go. My home language.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. I was mistaken. Il pleut des cordes.
That is...
Il pleut des cordes.
Okay.
Nowhere close. Translates back to, it's raining ropes.
All right.
I don't understand that at all.
Isn't there some kind of English saying where people saying that, like, it's coming down in ropes or it's roping down? I mean, I guess that just means it's like thick, heavy.
Yeah, no, it still doesn't make sense. I couldn't find online how that works. Maybe it's something within the language that I'm not privy to, but
Possibly.
I couldn't make head or tail of that.
Head or tail. There's a good one.
Yeah, I should have had that one, shouldn't I?
You should have, Jordan.
Alas, I didn't, and the next one I had was hit the hay.
Hit the hay. Go to bed.
Okay, I will do.
Thought you'd never ask.
That also is in French.
God. Dormir sur ses deux oreilles.
Beautiful, Iain.
Thank you.
You really are French.
My French teacher would be mildly impressed.
Or would she? Because actually it should sound like...
Il pleut des cordes.
That's what I said.
Actually, that was perfect. I actually thought that was your voice. And that translates back from French to sleep on both ears.
Okay, that one I don't get.
Yeah, right, so this one had me a bit confused as well. Then I was thinking about it, and apparently if you have a really deep, restful sleep...
I was going to say, you toss and turn. Like,
no, well, that wouldn't be really a deep sleep, would it?
I just mean, like, it gives you more chance to, turn, to move, to get comfy on both sides. So you end up sleeping on both ears.
Oh, okay. I think what it was more about was if you have a deep, restful sleep...
Your ears fall off. That's going to be my next guess.
Might have been.
I'm just trying.
These French people with the detachable ears.
That's how you know someone's French.
They can never wear glasses.
Yeah, can't be podcasters.
Just monocles. That's what they wear.
So what is the reason with the ears?
So I think it's because when you have a deep sleep, it implies that as you sleep into your pillow surrounds you. Oh. Therefore, you're sort of sleeping on both ears.
Okay, fair enough.
I thought that's quite nice, actually.
Yeah, I guess. Because if you don't have a deep sleep, of course, your head hovers and it never touches a pillow.
It doesn't, and that's before your ears detach. Another one is to bite the bullet.
Okay, to take the plunge. So you just sort of like, I've just got to do it.
Exactly. That one, as a translation from Dutch.
Door die zu appel heen bijteen.
What was that last word?
Bijteen.
Shall we hear what it should have sounded like?
Door de zure appel heen bijten.
Oh.
Yeah, it's definitely not like Bitch Town. Which translates back, by the way, to bite through the sour apple.
Okay, why?
I don't know. I didn't create Dutch languages.
Good point.
And also there was a little bit of a bonus one from Spanish of this same thing. I won't have you read it. This is what it should sound like.
Tragar el sapo.
Which will not help us at all.
I heard apple.
Well, it's weird because there's no apple in this.
I heard apple. You can't convince me otherwise.
And maybe I played the wrong one.
Possibly.
It translates to swallow the toad instead of bite the bullet.
And that takes us right back to the first one, where we've got a frog in our throat.
Very true. Unfortunately, I didn't quite make that connection, so in the end...
That's not the last one.
It's not the last one. And the phrase, to have bigger fish to fry.
So that means I ain't going to waste my time on this small job because I've got bigger things to do.
Yeah, exactly. You've got more important things to...
That's the one.
And the phrase in Spanish, do you want to give that one a go?
Spanish. Donde este? That's a bit Spanish for you.
Oh, lovely. Maybe you are Spanish.
Tien otros gatos que tocar.
I'll have that as a large, please.
You want fries?
Sounded like you said taco at the end. Should be.
Tiene otros gatos que tocar.
Which translates to have other cats to touch.
What?
I don't know.
Okay, so I'm assuming that these aren't actually sayings that are used. That's just how our translation is translated back.
As far as I'm aware, I think these are sayings that are said, but I think there's like a translation that kind of goes weird in it bringing back to us.
Okay, I can't imagine like a Spanish person being like, hey man, you want to come and do this job with me? He's like, no man, I've got bigger cats to touch. Can't imagine that being like, what? No cats here, mate. Just a paying job. Sorry, buddy. Other cats to touch.
It's a shame he's got a severe allergy as well.
Yeah, basically. At least he gets paid more. He can buy the allergy medicine.
Cancels each other out, though, unfortunately. But us saying bigger fish to fry is also kind of weird. Like, when you really think about it.
Well, I mean, if you had bigger fish to fry, it's like saying, I've only got 10 minutes to cook something, so why would I cook these 3 small ones when I've got a big one that I can do in the same amount of time and it'll feed more people, kind of thing, maybe. But other cats to touch... It's just strange.
I don't know, you might love cats.
Well, it doesn't accomplish anything, though, at the end of the day. Like, if you go home, say with our saying, like, oh, what have you done today? It's like, oh, I fed 100 people with 1 giant fish, rather than doing 3 small ones and only feeding 3 people. And then someone else, on the other side of the world goes home. It's like, what did you do today? It's like, I touched 5 cats. It's like, well, did you not want to go to work? It's like, yeah, but I had other cats to touch.
I mean, they were a vet.
I stand corrected. My apologies.
Accepted. And the phrase to have one's head in the clouds.
So it'd be daydreaming, spaced out.
Yeah, there was a version in Chinese, and I'm not remotely going to try and get you to do it.
Yeah.
The characters are literally in Chinese.
Okay.
Which
So
would have been
no
interesting.
chance.
So no chance. However, it would have sounded like this.
有一颗巨大的蒲公英。
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, can you try it?
No, not a chance.
On have loved you to try that.
You want to give it a go?
No, this is my segment.
I'm the boss, mate. You say it.
Anyway, so to have one's head in the clouds from Chinese translation comes back to us to have a giant dandelion in one's head. I don't know what that means.
I know, there is no correlations I can draw in that.
I still think that would be a great thing to adopt back for us, though.
Yeah, absolutely. So get that dandelion out your head. Concentrate on your work.
It works.
Yeah.
I like it. The other phrase, speak of the devil, from Spanish. Again, I'm not going to make you say it.
Embarrass me further.
I feel like I've hounded you enough with that.
You've done your due diligence.
It would sound like this.
Cuando el diablo no tiene que hacer, con el rabo mata moscas.
Quite a long one.
You would have had no chance.
Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome. Translates back from Spanish to, when the devil has nothing to do, he kills flies with his tail. Which, again...
Yeah, I can't
Not
say
a
that.
clue.
So, like, when people say "speak of the devil," it's like you're talking about the thing, and then all of a sudden it pops up, and you're
Yes.
like, "Oh, speak of the devil." And I mean, was that a translation from the full sentence, from the full phrase? "Speak of the devil, and surely he will appear." Like, that's-
Oh, possibly.
so,
maybe.
I mean, because that sounded too long.
A bit long for that.
Speak of the devil.
When the devil has nothing to do, he kills flies with his tail.
Oh shit! Here's my mum. We were just talking about her. Speak of the devil, and he'll kill flies with his tail when he's bored.
So yeah, bit of a weird one. Another one, when pigs fly.
Meaning, I'm never going to do that, essentially. Like I could say, Jordan, I'll suck you off when pigs fly. Like meaning...
Look at that one out there.
Yeah, there's a flock of them. Fucking hell. But yeah, essentially it means I'll do that thing when that happens, and that's never going to happen.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that the thing that I'm saying is never going to happen.
Exactly. So in French, that translates to,
Quand les poules auront des dents.
which means when hens have teeth.
Similar thing, I guess.
It seems really scary, though.
Yeah. Fucking hen chasing you down the street.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing a little fly gnashing at you. Wouldn't mind seeing a flying pig. That'd be cool. But you wake up in the middle of the night and there's a hen at the end of your bed, like big gnashing teeth.
Making its way up to you.
Yeah. Help me, flying pig.
It sounds horrendous. The penultimate one, the phrase, to have one's cake and eat it too. Mm-hmm. How would you describe that?
Having both of the things you want, like having everything go your way.
Absolutely. Translation from Spanish sounds like this.
Tener el culo en dos sillas.
Great if you understand Spanish. However, if you don't, it translates to have one's butt on two chairs.
Again, that's one I can see. I can understand where that's coming from. It's like saying have your finger in all the pies.
I wondered where that was going then. We were talking about butts.
You know when people say like, oh, you got the finger in multiple pies.
Yeah.
Like, that's weird as well, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, that
like,
is
so you
strange.
have multiple ventures, fingers in pies. Like, this one's in the mince. This one's in the cherry. This one's in.
The steak and ale.
I was going to make a dirty joke, but I'm glad you butted in then.
And last but certainly not least, and I think you'll know why once you hear it, is the phrase, the early bird catches the worm.
Yeah. So the one who rises early gets the best opportunities.
Absolutely. And as it's the last one, it was in German, and I thought you did such a great German accent before.
Cheers. Sorry if I offended anyone who is in Germany or speaks Germany. Germany? Sorry, I'm trying to read this as I'm talking. Was Zeus comet Maut? I give up. Zeus. Zeus. There you go. Was Zeus comet? No. just do the voice, Jordan.
So this sounds like...
Wer zuerst kommt, malt zuerst.
What did you call me?
Wer zuerst kommt,
That's what I
malt
thought.
zuerst.
Fucking hell.
Which translates back to whoever comes first grinds first.
Oh.
Which I just think is brilliant. Forget that bird and its worm.
Yeah, fuck the bird, mate.
Give me a bit of grinding. Just to top this off, I thought I'd like to offer you some examples where these could be used.
Okay.
Maybe some improvements over our current idioms. I don't know, we'll see. See what you think. I tried to give my presentation, but I had a knot in my throat the entire time.
That makes sense.
Makes perfect sense.
Better than a frog.
I think we should readopt these.
Let's do it.
I didn't bring an umbrella, and now it's raining ropes outside.
Okay.
I'm not sure about that one.
I can see that because ropes, makes it sound thick. Sit down, you know.
How I like it.
Yeah. Girthy rain.
After a long day at work, I can't wait to sleep on both ears.
Don't see that one.
Even though I was nervous, I knew I had to confront the issue head on and bite through the sour apple.
Okay, I mean, that helps me understand that one a bit more, I think.
Or it could have been, I knew I had to confront the issue head on and swallow the toad.
Yeah, that one I ain't getting on board with that one. The sour apple, though, you know, because it makes you go, ugh, you know, it's got to do it, you know. Got to...
Not enjoyable. I'd love to go out tonight, but with this upcoming deadline, I have other cats to touch.
Change that to dogs, and I'll be all right with it, because I love dogs. I mean, not inappropriately.
No, not that I'm aware of.
You know, I will stroke the tops of their heads, you know. I'll touch them in that sense. The word touch has such a negative connotation with it, don't you? It's like...
I prefer it when you said grope.
What, as soon as I walk through the door? Morning, Jordan. After a good groping or what, mate? Where's your wife? She's not here. Good.
She's always daydreaming and has giant dandelions in her head.
Her head's in the clouds. That seems a bit more appropriate.
It does, doesn't it, to be fair? As soon as we mentioned his name, he walked in, because when the devil has nothing to do, he kills flies with his tail. I'll believe it when I see it, when hens have teeth.
I love that one.
Before going on stage, the actor wished his fellow cast members to break his neck and leg bone. She wants to have a butt on 2 chairs. But life doesn't work that way. And finally, I woke up early to study because, as they always say, whoever comes first grinds first. And there you have it, a glimpse into the wonderfully bizarre world of unusual phrases, translated quite literally across many languages.
Love it.
May your words always be as colourful as your literal translations.
And how would that sound in Swedish, Jordan?
High bet.
And what would that be translated back? Coffee in.
It means shark bite.
Does it actually?
It really does. I promise you.
Nice.
Shark bite.
High bet.
He was right.
Hey! Perfect. Shame I wasn't getting a point system on that.
You can have 10 points if you want, mate.
Oh, appreciate that. Thank you.
Not a problem.
So, Iain, I need to decide a number between 1 and 10. Shall I decide now, or...?
No, after the segment. Yeah, go for it, go. Make your choice.
Tomorrow? You just do all of them and I'll choose the best one.
Yeah, I think I'll just edit the rest out, delete them.
I think I will go for number 6.
Number 6, okay, that, are you sure?
No, I'm not.
You want to go for number 6? You happy with that?
What about 8?
Ooh, 8. You sure?
1?
1? Okay, we can do 1. You sure with number 1?
3 is a lucky number.
That is my lucky number. Right, we'll go for 3. So if you're happy to stick with that one, then that means that if it's shit, we can all hold you accountable, yeah?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, perfect. So I have no accountability going into this, yeah?
You never do.
Right, smashing. Thank you very much, Jordan. So all the hate mail can be directed towards you for once, yeah?
Yeah, that's fine.
So just title your email, Iain shit segment, and then CC it to Jordan at jordan.com. But yes, as you have requested, I have a good old-fashioned alien abduction story for you. It is a story of one Betty Andreasson Luca. Have you ever heard of this story or this person?
Not sure that I have.
Very good. So like I said, you have chosen a shit one, so you are in for 20 minutes of boredom, so sorry about that. But with that, let's get into it. Betty Andreasson Luca, born on the 7th of January 1937, lived with her husband, Bob Luca, and their 7 children in a small town called South Ashburnham in Massachusetts. On the evening of January 25th, 1967, when Betty was 30 years old, a series of events changed their life forever.
Sounds exciting, yeah.
Oh, mate, the most exciting. On the evening of the incident, Betty's parents were visiting her. Her 7 children were happy to see them, the house was full, and everyone was milling around. At around 6:30 p.m, all of a sudden, oddly, the power in the house just went out, and it plunged the house into darkness. Everyone gathered in the kitchen, and this is when Betty's dad noticed some strange pink flashing shimmering lights outside of their home. The lights seemed to come from something that was hovering near a power line just beyond their house. Her dad said he saw little humanoids running around that he likened to Halloween-like entities, so I'm guessing they just figured that they were people in costumes, so quickly put it out of their minds and went back to trying to enjoy their evening.
And was it people in costumes?
Let me tell you. Over the next few days, everything seemed normal, and the family continued their everyday activities, but Betty felt something was off from that night, almost like she knew something else had happened, but she couldn't quite put her finger on it. And that story is as follows. So, flashback to when Betty's dad saw the creatures bugging around outside. From their standpoint, everything continued as normal, but in actual fact, things did not at all. So they're all looking out the window when suddenly the lights from the craft intensified and a red beam shot out of the craft, seemingly passed through the walls of the home and engulfed the entire kitchen in an eerie glow. This red beam did more than just put on a light show though, because as soon as it filled the room, Betty and her entire family instantly stood paralysed, unable to move or speak.
Was it a bad dream?
No, it's a real life thing. No dreams, only reality.
How do you know?
I was there.
Wait.
I am Betty.
Just a massive hoax these past about 15 years.
Yep. I've just been portraying myself as this dickhead called Iain.
Thank God for that.
Yeah, purposely made myself hated by all my friends, so no one got too close to find out the truth. In this state of suspended animation, time seemed to warp and distort, and the Halloween-like beings her dad spied out of the window before had now entered her house and were surrounding the entire family. These beings were, as we're all used to seeing, dickheads about 5 feet tall, large, black eyes, and dressed in tight-fitting blue uniforms.
Power Rangers.
Just walking around the family, making himself a sandwich. Can't eat it because they got the helmets on.
Maybe the beam was from like it's not called a transformer, is it?
Zord.
Zord.
We've been through this, Jordan.
We have. I thought it was Zorg.
Zorg.
But yeah, maybe it was from them.
I think that's one of the names of these aliens, actually, Zorg.
Is it?
No.
Fair enough. I don't know anymore.
Betty was naturally fucking scared, but despite her initial terror she felt, it gradually subsided as the beings displayed a sense of kindness and compassion, communicating with her telepathically, as they fucking do. To Betty's astonishment, one of the beings then extended its hand towards her, and she was suddenly able to move, and as she reached out to take the wanker's hand, she felt herself being lifted off the ground. But not only was she now floating, she was levitating out of her kitchen, through the solid door of her house, passing effortlessly through the barrier and outside into the waiting craft.
I don't know, Betty. I think it sounds like you've been dreaming.
Do you want to stop calling me by my real name? Because I'm used to Iain now, and I kind of like this body.
Yeah, I must say, this is sounding very far-fetched.
What makes this any different from any of the other alien tales I've ever told you?
I think because now she's going through walls and doors.
That's a general thing that we hear from alien abductions. They get portaled in, or they have a way to make matter just become transparent.
Is that really the thing then?
Yeah, that's one of the major things that people report, is they are able to then just like, they get lifted through their wall or through their window without it opening or moving.
What happens then if mid-transition, if you want to call it that, they're halfway through the wall and then the machine malfunctions?
I guess that's, to the aliens to figure out. I don't know. I couldn't tell you, mate.
So how, you just like stuck between your cement or something?
You did.
Okay, right.
Do you not remember in the Stardust Ranch story where he woke up and his wife was levitating down the hallway?
Yes.
Remember?
Yeah.
And then she went through the wall into the craft and then he shot at it.
Unfortunately, hit her instead.
Got the mattress
Bad aim.
lobbed underneath, yeah. Remember that?
I do remember that, yeah.
So it's a common trope through UFO abduction stories.
I don't know.
This one isn't so far-fetched anymore. Probably, definitely true then. You agree? You agreed?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
There's more anyway.
Okay.
The next thing Betty recalled was finding herself in an entirely different environment. She was no longer in her kitchen, but instead aboard a strange metallic craft. Inside, Betty marvelled at the advanced technology and unfamiliar surroundings. The beings guided her through various rooms, displaying sophisticated equipment that appeared far beyond anything humanity had ever created. And for the 60s, probably not that difficult.
No, I mean, you can do anything in your dreams.
It's not a dream because she has physical evidence at the end, okay?
Does she?
Yeah, so...
Oh, spoiler alert.
Yeah, exactly. You made me do that.
Sorry.
You made me pull out my final twist. God, yeah.
What was that?
You heard.
What? I don't really kind of... I did hear, but I had no idea what you said.
Luckily, it's recorded. You can go back to it.
I thought you was trying that German thing again.
And let's face it wouldn't be a complete alien encounter without a series of medical examinations. The shit dirtbags used a transparent wand-like device to scan her body, checking her physical condition from head to toe, and also very kindly corrected an issue with her eyesight. A small object was removed from her head with a needle that was inserted into her nostril, which we've heard before in the Whitley Strieber encounter, Jordan, and then she recalls travelling to another world where she met another being who, as a Christian, she saw was God, and this God had a voice, and God told her that she was the chosen one. And there is so many things in that paragraph that are, again, common things that we hear through alien abduction stories. So like them being told like, oh, you're the chosen one, and doing something like fixing a problem with them, like her eyesight. So it's like, oh, we're on your side. We're your friend. Look, we'll fix your eyes for you there, pals. Like, oh, thanks. You must be benevolent creatures.
They are such eloquent beings, aren't they? When they say these things to them.
So, yeah, they are bastards, essentially, and they do all these things to lure you into a false sense of security.
And then have you harvest their
creepy hybrid babies. Yeah. But, like, why would they abduct, say, 1,000 people over 10 years and tell every single one of them that they're the chosen one? And then just plonk them back on Earth and never have anything to do with them again. Or keep abducting them, but not give them any kind of information on what the chosen one means to be.
Yeah, it's top-tier gaslighting, really, isn't it?
Yes. Bastard lighting, I like to call it when it comes to the Greys.
Makes sense.
She also, aboard the ship, witnessed a scene that she described as religious. Humanoid beings surrounded a transparent egg-shaped container that contained a figure that appeared to be in a state of suspended animation. The Gits told Betty that the figure that they had seemingly trapped inside the egg forever represented Jesus Christ, and that they had been observing Earth for centuries. So they've got a little critter, got him suspended animation in an egg, and then it's like, by the way, that's Jesus.
Easter now makes perfect sense.
Fucking yes. That's why I did this. You chose this story. I mean, it's not the only story I had written. It's not the reason I only did this one. Fuck. I dropped myself in it.
Just lucky, wasn't it?
Yeah, just lucky.
Meant to be.
Lucky eggy guess.
It was. That's also a phrase that we should adopt.
Lucky eggy guess. It's like when you're in a room full of people and one person farts and you're like, that was Kevin. And he's like, it was. I'm like, lucky eggy guess.
Oh, that's disgusting.
During this encounter, Betty reported that she felt a profound sense of purpose and awareness. She got the feeling that the deceptive grey shits were trying to convey a cosmic message of peace and understanding, and convey an interconnectedness with all of life in the universe. Again, another thing they do to lull you into that false sense of security, like, we're all friends, we love everyone. Operate on your fucking gran.
Maybe they were trying to be really helpful.
Oh, yeah.
Gran needed that operation.
Yeah, we needed the operation because Gran was a dickhead. It's sewed her mouth shut.
Lobotomy.
God. So they come into your house, freeze your entire family, right? They don't just turn up and be like,
yo, we're your friends, no need to be scared. I know we look like grey dickheads, but you're the chosen one, so can we come in? We'll talk to you for a bit.
They just freeze you, steal you, take you to another craft, perform surgeries, and then expect you to just believe that they're all cool and that. The events aboard the ship close with a final sit-down lecture by the one and only entity who identified himself to Betty as Quasgar, which, if my alien is up to scratch, roughly translates to deceptive grey dickhead.
Shall I check it on my translation?
If you wouldn't mind. And Quasgar said that yes, she would unfortunately forget this trip, everything that she'd seen, and all the lessons learned aboard the craft for a while, but she would remember them one day. Quasgar assured Betty that he and his alien bastard pals loved humanity and had indeed come to help, but humans needed to study nature more. They needed to stop all the self-destructive tendencies. They also very kindly left her with a parting gift, Jordan, the physical evidence, a little book which she examined, but again only remembered about during her regression in 1977. It was apparently a small, transparent, crystalline book which she said contained symbols and images that conveyed spiritual and philosophical messages. These messages were said to impart knowledge about the nature of existence, the importance of spirituality, and the interconnectedness of all life forms, and she said that it had a profound impact on her understanding for reality and her place within it. But after telling her all of this and giving her that book, he what? Wiped her memory and just hoped that one day she goes for a regression? And for what? What really could have been the reason? This only makes me further believe that all this bullshit these aliens spout about love, kindness, how they're here to help, all that lark is just a bunch of balls. If they go through the trouble to take a person from their house and tell them all this info, tell them they're the chosen one, give them a book to help them along their path, but like, you ain't gonna remember a goddamn thing about it, how is that helpful?
You know what? You're right.
I am, and it feels so good to hear it. I'm so used to hearing Iain, shut up, you're wrong. But hearing that feels so good.
Yeah, even from your wife and your children.
Yeah.
Your mother and father.
The little one, he's 3 in June. He can't talk, and yet still, all he ever says is, Dad, you shut up, you're wrong.
Yeah, they were his first words.
They were. Both my kids' first words, actually. They must have learned it from the mother.
It is a mantra in your household.
Yeah. They wake up chanting that to themselves every morning. But anyway, the story concludes with what felt like several hours. Betty was returned to her home. She found her family still paralysed. It slowly wore off and they all regained consciousness. Betty immediately shared her incredible story with her family, but they initially dismissed it as a dream or hallucination. And this brings us back to where we left off, the morning after. The vividness of Betty's encounter haunted her. Sounds very profound and spiritual, doesn't it? She experienced reoccurring nightmares. How lovely of the aliens. And intense flashbacks. Very kind. A nice little gift of PTSD from the loving aliens. And so she reached out to renowned UFO researcher Dr. J. Allen Hynek and investigator Raymond E. Fowler. Her case underwent thorough investigation, and Betty participated in numerous hypnosis sessions to delve deeper into the memories, and under hypnosis is where you got the details that I have told you about today.
Wow. There's a lot to unpack in that story.
I'll agree. For one, I want to know why you picked the shittest of the 10 that I had created, Jordan. I mean, like, we've got another story here about how Bigfoot saved the planet from nuclear annihilation.
Oh, really?
Just last week. Another one here about a mermaid that snogged a cow.
I don't know, that doesn't sound that great, really.
Yeah, right, I'll bin that one.
That was number 1.
That was number one, yeah. I got bored one day and just wrote that up. I think that was actually my own fan fiction. Just my imagination, yeah. I was lonely, all right. I needed something. My internet was down.
No, thank you very much for telling that story. I've never heard of that, never heard of Betty, never heard of that story. And I'm not really sure I massively believe it.
Oh, I didn't expect anything less of you, Jordan. No, that's perfectly fine. It is one of those stories that seems very, very much out there. But I mean, they all do, don't they? I mean, like, you're never just going to hear, you know, what I said earlier. Oh, an alien came to my house, knocked on the front door, came in for a cuppa, and then asked me for what to go with it.
I mean, that was story number 5, though, wasn't it?
It was. Also, I'm going to bin that one, though, because I've just told it.
Ah, fair enough. The short segment, wasn't it?
A very short.
What are your thoughts on that story, though?
It's an interesting story. It has a lot of the hallmarks of an alien abduction case.
Which is lucky.
Which is lucky, otherwise I'd probably said it's bullshit. So the Betty and Barney Hill abduction was in 1961. So that is the one that kind of popularised it, and people often put that as a marker. So if an abduction happened before that, but shares the same sort of hallmarks as the Betty and Barney Hill, then they go, oh, well, people can't have just jumped on the bandwagon and said, oh, I saw the same thing because it was before it was popularised.
Okay, yeah, I get you.
So this was in 1967, so yeah, it was 6 years after, but still, being so far apart back in the 60s, maybe information wouldn't have travelled so far. I don't know, I'm not 100% sure, but it does share a lot of the similar sort of things that Betty and Barney Hill said.
Okay, interesting. And just to clarify, this Betty is...
It's a different Betty.
Yes, absolutely, yeah. Interesting. So yeah, final thoughts?
Bullshit.
Hey!
I mean, bollocks.
Bollocks as well, yeah.
Total true. Total, God's honest truth.
Is it?
Yep.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
I know, because he was on the ship, apparently. Quasgar the god.
And also, that just goes into what you said before, doesn't it? That alien somehow has all the same phonetics that we use. Quasgar.
Yeah, precisely. Another fucking name.
Which is just, again, bullshit.
Bullshit. Mate, I'm not here to discuss the veracity and the truthfulness of these stories. I'm just telling you the crazy reports that have come from life.
And I appreciate that. I was just getting your own take on that.
Well, don't do that again.
Sorry, okay.
Right, so does that about bring us round to the end of today's episode, Jordan?
No? Yeah, go on then.
Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Two Guys What's Up. Don't forget to follow the show wherever you listen to us so you don't miss another episode, and maybe even tell a friend. Take your friend aboard a spaceship. Meet Quasgar. kick him in the fucking nuts because he's a dickhead. And then on your way out, just randomly poke at eyes as you go, graze, the big enough eyes so you shouldn't be able to miss. And just tell me if they've got eyelids. I'm interested to know if they've got eyelids. So if you poke them in the eye and they go, just let me know. Just give us a call. 2guyswhatsup@gmail.com. Tell me if greys have eyelids.
And if you would like to get in touch with us, our Linktree link is in the bio of this episode, which you can click on and be jetted off to every single link you will ever need for all your Two Guys What's Up essentials. Want to get your own Two Guys What's Up t-shirt? Click the link!
Want to poke a grey in the eye and let me know about it? Click the link!
Want to do your own translations? Click that link!
And don't forget, we now have a Patreon where you can find all of your Two Guys What's Up extra essentials, including pin badges, shout-outs, t-shirts, and if you really can't get enough of our fantastical tales, enigmatic personalities, delightfully humorous faces, well, now you can get more because we now have bonus episodes, of which we release on the last Friday of every month, and there are currently 9 sitting up there, and all that is available right now, starting with the bonus episodes for £3 a month.
So if you want to help support the show and get some cool stuff while you do so, head over to patreon.com/2guyswhatsup to check out all the goodies over there. The link will be down below for your clickety-coopity-poopity-babblaboo pleasure.
But if you can't do that, but you still like to help us out, then a 5-star rating and review in your podcast app of choice would be the best way to do that for us, and we would be eternally grateful.
We would.
But on that note, thanks for listening. Y'all have an amazing week, and we will see you next Monday.
Translate. Break your neck and leg bone, Iain.
neck and leg.
Helps if I can speak my own.
Now who's not English?